Hello and welcome to the second video of the series about creating CRUD pages using NextJS and Redux-Observable. Previously, we have created a NextJS project and an MUI page that displays a blank table of user information. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe. This video will configure our Prisma database, create our user table, and insert dummy data. We will create and test the GetUsers API to return a list of users in Next.js. Going back to our project, we have added the Prisma dependency and Prisma client. Prisma is an open source database toolkit, and there's good documentation available on the web. Prisma client provides us with the interface to execute SQL commands. Let's start initializing our schema by creating a Prisma folder under the project root. Inside it, let's create a schema.prisma file and insert the following details. Data source with URL from the environment variable, generator configuration, and our user model. Let's create the environment file and define the database URL. Under Prisma, create a new folder migrations. And under migrations, create these folders. These folders will contain the SQL file to create tables and insert data, and must be chronologically arranged. Under schema, create a new file, migration.sql, and insert our user DDL script. Inside the data folder, create a new migration file that contains insert SQL statements. Once done, execute npx prisma migrate dev name equals init. It should initialize our table and add the user's information. If you want to know more about Prisma, you can always visit their website. They have a section specifically for Next.js. The Prisma migrate command should create the DB and DB journal files. Next, let's write our GetUsers API. Go to pages/API and create a new folder for users. Inside, please create a new JavaScript file index and add an API async handler. This function will accept an HTTP request and response parameters, which we can use to get the input and write the response body. Let's initialize a Prisma client and import the correct dependency inside the function. Create a try-catch block and add an if statement for get requests. Here we can add a block that queries paginated data from the database. In the catch block, we can set the status of 500, which means internal server-side error, and return the error as a JSON object. Let's get the total record count as we will use it for pagination and return both count and users in the response. Here, we are using Prisma's Find Many Client API, which accepts skip and take as parameters. Skip means it will start getting data from this value, and get the take value, which allows us to do a paginated query. We need to parse the skip and take parameters, as Find Many accepts integer values, but they are saved as a string in the request. After getting the result of the queries, let's return them as JSON object and set the status of the response to 200. Now let's test the application by running yarn dev if it's not running yet, or wait for the rebuild to complete. Open up your browser and enter localhost port 3000 API users, matching the users file that we have created earlier. Next.js does this automatically for you. We get 10 out of 1000 rows from the records that we have inserted. Let's try changing the page limit to see if it works. And that concludes this video. In summary, we have created a Prisma database with dummy data and created a NextJS getUsers API. In the following video, which is the core of this series, we will configure our Redux store, actions, and epics. I look forward to seeing you in the following video.